Welcome to Awkwardish. My name is Ruby, and I'm a blogger, and podcaster who focuses on mental health, substance abuse, domestic violence, and pretty much anything under the sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's get started. Okay, so it's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed. The room is dark. You should be asleep. You know you should be asleep. Your body knows, and your eyes are doing that thing where they keep almost closing, and then ping, your brain just remembered something you said at a work meeting in 2021. Why did you say it like that? Why did you say it at all? Do you think Sarah noticed? Sarah definitely noticed. Sarah probably went home and told her husband. Her husband probably still thinks about it. You should have said something different. You should have prepared more. You should have... Okay. Hey. Hi. Welcome to Awkwardish. I'm Ruby. And today we're going to talk about that. All of that. The loop. The spiral, the racing, the looping, relentless, kind of exhausting, weirdly loyal brain that will not shut up. You're in the right place. So, if you're new to Awkwardish, this is a podcast where we take all the weird, uncomfortable, deeply human things that happen inside our heads and our bodies and our relationships, and we talk about them. Mental health, trauma, even domestic violence and healing journeys. Loudly and without shame. And most of the time with a lot of snacks probably. So, I'm your host, Ruby, and if you're new here, I'm oh so glad you found us. You're among friends. We call ourselves the Awkwardlings, and that's not an insult. That's a title of honor. If you have ever, say, sent a text and then immediately regretted the emoji, you belong here. Today's episode is called My Brain Won't Shut Up, and honestly, same. And we're going to talk about racing thoughts, overthinking, the kind of mental spiral that starts with a perfectly normal Tuesday and ends with you reorganizing your spice rack at midnight because you can't figure out how to sit inside your own skin. Here's what we're not doing today. Diagnosing you, fixing you, or pretending there's a magic switch that turns off overthinking. You don't need to eliminate it, you just need to understand it. So, here's what we're doing. We're going on a thought tour. We'll laugh a little, we'll learn a little, and then we're going to talk about a way of relating to your thoughts that might actually shift something for you. But first, I have a story. Of course I have a story. Okay, so this was years ago. It happened at the grocery store. I hate grocery stores. Thank God for delivery now. So, it was a Sunday afternoon, which was my first mistake. Everyone and their emotional support water bottle was at the store. I was already overstimulated, but I was determined to get in, get out, and get back to my house where I belong. I grab a card. A normal card. A trustworthy card, or so I thought. So I'm halfway through the produce section when this woman, very put together, I make my own sourdough, taps me on the shoulder and says, I think you have my card. Ruby. My soul left my body. Because yes, I did have her card. Not only did I have her card, I had been pushing it around for a solid 5 minutes. I had put my bananas in there. I had put my oat milk in there. And apparently I had placed my emotional baggage in there too. So I looked down and realized, this is not my card. It never was. This card has a baguette in it. I didn't pick up a baguette. I'm not a baguette person. I'm a cheapest loaf of bread person. So, I do what any reasonable adult would do. I panic. I start apologizing like I committed a federal crime. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know how this happened, and so on. And she laughed like a normal person and said, "It's okay. It happens all the time." But my brain said, "This woman is judging you." My brain said, "She's going to tell her friends about you." My brain said, "You're now banned from the produce section." Sorry, laughing at how dramatic I was. So I hand her the cart like I'm giving her back a kidnapped child. I grab a new card, a suspicious card, because I no longer trust the cards. And I try to continue shopping, but the spiral has begun. I replay the moment. I analyze the moment. Next thing you know, I'm imagining her going home and telling her partner, "This woman stole my card," and then apologized like she was confessing to arson. Like, can you believe that? I'm sweating in the cereal aisle. I'm wondering if I should just go home. After all, everybody saw what happened. And here's the thing. In the middle of it, it didn't feel silly. It felt catastrophic. It felt like I had committed a social sin so grave that I would never recover. My brain was spiraling through every possible interpretation of that moment, like it was training for the Olympics. And you want to know what actually happened? I saw her again at checkout. She smiled at me. A normal, friendly, we're both humans in a grocery store smile. I didn't traumatize her. She wasn't calling for the manager. She had moved on. Meanwhile, I had lived an entire emotional lifetime in that store. And that's when it hit me. My brain wasn't trying to embarrass me. It wasn't trying to torture me or, it was really just trying aggressively, dramatically, unnecessarily to keep me from being the kind of person who steals carts on purpose. So, it was loyalty. Messy loyalty. Loud loyalty. Exhausting loyalty. But loyalty nonetheless. And honestly, that realization softened something in me. Because maybe the problem isn't that my brain won't shut up. Maybe the problem is that it loves me so loudly it sometimes forgets to check if the threat is real. So, you know that feeling after a spiral? When the thing that triggered it turns out to be nothing, or at least not as bad as your brain decided, and you come back down to earth? It's not just relief. It's this weird, wrung out, flat feeling like your nervous system just ran a marathon. Like you showed up in full armor for a war that was never declared. I call this the emotional hangover. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. So it responded like it was real. It braced you. It flooded you. It made you fight or flight over a red receipt. And now you're tired. Of course you're tired. I want to say this gently. The next time you come out of the other side of a spiral and feel that weird flat exhaustion, offer yourself even a fraction of the grace you'd give a friend. If a friend said, "I just spent an hour in a thought loop about a text and now I feel stupid and tired," you hopefully wouldn't say, "Yeah, you should feel stupid." You'd probably say, "Oh honey, it's just a little anxiety. I know that's exhausting. You're okay." So, before I let you go, you know the drill. If this episode made you feel even a tiny bit less alone inside the chaos of your own brain, share it. Send it to the friend who spirals over red receipts or the one who reorganizes their pantry at midnight because their thoughts are doing parkour. You know exactly who I mean. If you have a moment to leave a rating or review, it genuinely helps this little soft corner of the internet find more people who need it. So come find me. I am on Instagram and Threads as Awkwardrube and Awkwardish Podcasts. On TikTok as Awkwardrube, and on YouTube as Awkwardrube and Awkwardish pods. And come find the community. The Awkwardlings are out here being wonderfully, warmly, chaotically real together, and there's always room for you at the table. Also, I have a new mindfulness podcast. It's called Awkwardly Mindful. It's only on Spotify and YouTube right now. On YouTube, it's on the same channel you can find this podcast. And this week's episode was made to complement the episode you just listened to. So please head over there and support the new show. Until then, Awkwardlings, may your brain give you at least one moment of peace today. May your spirals be shorter. May your self-talk be kinder. And may you remember, you're not the only one whose thoughts run marathons at 2 a.m. Awkwardly yours, always, Ruby.